Hey, what's up, guys? How are my modern Vikings doing today? I hope you're doing awesome. I hope you're kicking ass and taking names out there. Um, so, I had the thought, um, well, I have lots of thoughts, but today I wanted to talk about um, strong men and individuality and not going your own way, not the MGTOW bullshit. I mean, if that's your thing, go ahead, that's cool. But I'm just saying, um, men being men and being masculine and choosing the way they want to go in their life, no matter the opposition. I think that that's part of masculinity and part of being a man. Um, Today's society would have you believe that, um, you know, the government, Big Brother, uh, you know, the feminine empire, whatever you know, whatever you want to bow down to, religion even, um, that's the way to go, and that's what we need to do, and we need to do as we're told and be good little boys. And the thing is, that's not masculinity. Now, as men, yes, you got to do what you got to do. That is masculinity. But I think it's been so bastardized and watered down and turned into something that it's not, that we almost equate that bowing down in society and that weakness to a form of masculinity. And you'll see it with, oh, we'll just do the right thing and, be a good guy and this and that. But really, all that's doing is pushing you away from the things that you want to do and weakening you, putting more responsibility on you with no authority and no power, castrating you and expecting you to, just go along with it. Okay, just let's do this. Let's put it on the chopping block. We're gonna whack it off and not whack it off, but chop it off. Anyway, um, the point is, what we want to talk about is standing up to the opposition because there's a lot of it. That takes being intelligent, though. That takes learning. And I'm not talking about what they teach you in school. What they teach you in school is to be a good slave. They teach you to be weak. That's what school is about. Bruce Lee said that all knowledge is self knowledge. And what I take that to mean is that if you want to really know and be truly educated, you need to do for yourself. You need to pick up books. You need to pick up classic books. You need to read blogs of intelligent men that you respect that embody what you want to live, embody masculinity, strength, power, living the life that you want. I mean, you're not going to look at a tennis player and ask them, you know, how to throw a touchdown pass. Two different things. You're not going to ask some broke loser how to make a bunch of money if they don't have any money. I mean, you got to be smart enough to figure that one out on your own. But you're wanting to look to strong people that have been strong men, probably from eras prior to ours, because men are very weak now, and as I've said before, systematically weakened and pushed down and all that. But I think the thought of standing up in the face of opposition today is really a key to masculinity, and I've been guilty in the past of not doing that in different ways, one way or another, following the herd and agreeing and doing, what everyone else was doing. But if you're honest with yourself, when something's not right, whatever you want to call it, your spidey sense, sixth sense, whatever, your guts, your intuition, you have it. You feel it, you know. And usually, when you know and you don't go with it, you get into a lot of problems that way. You get into a lot of trouble, and things get shitty. So I'm not going to specifically say any one thing. Um, I think we all know about a lot of the um, oppositions that we face today, the oppositions to masculinity, the oppositions to our freedoms. Um, I'm not sure which country you're living in now. Um, you can look at, a major legacy brand company as they company not sorry not company legacy brand country as they're called, like Australia. They're at the moment in complete lockdown, and there's no real good reason for it except for there aren't they either lack the ability to stand up and fight back because they gave their weapons up years ago, um, or they lack, I don't know. I don't know all the details there, and obviously some of that information is kind of shrouded and obscured and so forth. But I think for wherever we are in the world, in whatever country we happen to reside in, I think it's important for us to stand up for what matters. And I think that is a core of masculinity, is to stand up for what you believe. Now, yes, obviously, femininity, things like that, man or woman, yes, standing up for what you believe is important. But I'm talking to men because I think that we have a crisis of masculinity today. We have a lack of masculinity, and I think it really has led us to where we are today. Because if there were more masculine, strong men who were capable of lethality, we'll call it, doing strong masculine things that our ancestors were celebrated for doing, conquering other tribes, defending their land, things like that, I think that things would be a lot different. You wouldn't have tyranny the way you have tyranny today. You look at criminals on the street. Well, they're sitting there and they're trying to pick a target that they want to mug or pickpocket or rape or whatever. They don't look for someone that looks like they're going to be trouble. They don't look for the strong one. They don't look for the one that's going to possibly beat the shit out of them if they try. They look for the ones that have their head down, buried in their phone, not paying attention, that look frail or timid or walk without confidence. If you're walking down the street, your head's held high, your shoulders are back, you don't have to be big, but you present yourself as strong, confident, and capable, they're not going to pick you, most likely. They're not going to be looking for a fight. And it's the same way with tyrannical governments and things like that. They're not looking for strong, masculine men to go after because they know that's going to be a hard thing to do. That's why they started demonizing masculinity years ago. The gradual weakening of man has been, in my opinion, quite purposeful. And I think that it's something that you need to be aware of. Do the things that they're telling you not to do. If they tell you not to own a gun, oh, yeah, I just fucked myself. If they tell you not to own we'll say, pew pew, get one, get two, get 20, all right? If they tell you don't eat beef, don't eat eggs, it's bad for you, eat this vegan soy stuff that we grew over here and we turned into a paste and now we sell it back to you at a major profit. Don't eat that shit. Don't eat the texturized, weird, impossible burger that they tell you is super healthy for you and good for you. Because it's probably going to come out in a few years that it's not. The thing is, they're looking for profit. They're looking for weak people. Men who pick up heavy shit. Men that practice fighting, shooting, sword fights, any of these things I know it's not called sword fights, just bear with me. Men that practice violence and are capable of violence, they're not going to be going after your rights. Our forefathers wouldn't have stood for it. Our forefathers were 10 times stronger and more badass than we are today. Okay? Mine were Vikings and Scots. Who knows what yours were? But I guarantee you, if your bloodline survived to now, you had powerful ancestors at some point that were willing to do battle, to do war, to destroy their enemies so that their line could survive. Just a sec. Now, I'm not saying you should go be violent. I'm not saying you should go attack people. I'm not saying that you should do anything like that. We live in a highly policed world where weak people use strong people to do violence on their behalf. Maybe there is no need for masculinity. Maybe society just, maybe you should be a good little soy boy and, drink your soy milk lattes and, eat your soybean filled foods and let your testosterone just plummet more and more and more. And just do whatever they tell you. They tell you to inject something, inject it. Who cares what it is? It's the government. They're here to help. Then again, maybe not. Maybe it's good to stand up and be strong men. Maybe it's good to say, no, motherfucker, that's far enough. Thank you very much. I'm going to go this way, and you can fuck off. As you can tell, that's more my stance. I'm just letting you guys know my thoughts. Obviously, like I said, this originally is really just a record for my boys so that as they grow, they'll be able to learn what I feel is very important for young men to learn. I had a extremely beta father and a very domineering mother, and I witnessed that firsthand and how terrible it was, truly. And the horrible repercussions of that was the destruction of the family. And it's left scars on all of us because my dad didn't know how to be strong. And in fact, he was trained through his religion to be weak, to be a good little sheep, to bow down and do what you're told. Put your woman on a pedestal. Really, the thing about that is I don't want to keep seeing a world full of weak men. I want to see a world full of good men who are good at being men, who can be strong, who can be masculine, who can be powerful. And when shitty people come to power and try to take away their rights, the men say, no, hang on one sec. And they call up all their buddies and they band together like a band of brothers and they say, no, that's not happening. You're not doing it. And if you plan on doing it, well, you're going to have consequences for that. Anyway, that being said, I think that probably covers the topic. I am moving to a new state that is more free, that is less populated, and where men can be men and women can be women. And I think that's very important, especially facing the future that we are facing now. So I want you guys to go out there and I want you to do the things that they tell you not to do. I want you to be strong. And if you're starting off today and like I've said before, if you're fat, if you're weak, if you're scrawny, if you are any of those things that are not, manly or masculine, just start where you're at. Do one push up a day. If that's all you can do one push up a day. If you can't do one push up a day, you know what? Do push ups on your knees, okay? And then when you just do one more tomorrow, and just do one more tomorrow. And before you know it, you'll start to be like, hey, I'm getting some muscle. Yeah, I'm losing some fat. Or if you're scrawny, hey, I'm starting to put on muscle. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting better. Eat some eggs, whole eggs, not just egg whites. Eat some steak. Eat some hamburger. Eat some chicken. I'm not against vegetables. Eat a lot of vegetables too. But the things that'll make you bigger and stronger and faster and more masculine are going to be foods that throughout history have been known to give you strength. Eat the things they tell you not to. Don't be weak. Don't be fucking weak. Be strong. Be better. Be Vikings. Stand up and go kick some ass because you're a modern Viking. And like I said, I don't care where you're at in the world, what your heritage is, you can still be a modern Viking. Viking to me is an ideology, is a way of looking at things. Modern Vikings stand up for what's right for them. Modern Vikings fight against weakness, against tyranny, against bullshit. They say, no, this is bullshit, and they stand up to it. I guess that's all for today. I hope you guys have an awesome day. I hope you make it an awesome day, and go kick ass. Carve your name into the stars. Peace.